All right, shout out to the family. Appreciate y'all for being on this live, man. Big Q representing the mighty Who Dat Nation. Shout out to FanDuel, the official sponsor of the show. Get your prop bets in at FanDuel. Big ups to the fam. On this one, man, we're going to be talking about the Saints, looking at another running back. This time it's a Nebraska running back, man. Let's get into this article as we guys move into this. Y'all hit the like button, man. As we keep this thing moving and grooving, Saints doing a research on some of these players, man. Big. Saints keep a close eye on an intriguing Big Ten running back prospect. Saints are in a very intriguing position after free agency. They brought in quite a bit of talent in free agency to help bolster the roster, but the NFL draft is already on the horizon. In free agency, the Saints added a notable players, Caden Ellis at linebacker, and a trio of offensive players. They added Travis Etienne at running back, David Edwards at guard, and Noah Fant at the backup tight end. All four of these players will likely have a big role with the Saints in 26 and beyond. At this point, the Saints seem like they've turned their attention toward the draft, which they have, and they will look forward into bringing the next crop of young talent to New Orleans. The Saints hold that 8th pick in the first round, but they need to focus on talent down the board as well. Tony Pauline of Essentially Sports recently reported that the Saints running back coach was in attendance for the Nebraska Pro Day, where running back Emmett Johnson was on full display during an impressive workout. The Saints were in attendance at Emmett's Pro Day, and except for a running backs coach, most of the NFL people on hand for Nebraska's Pro Day were scouts. Pauline wrote running back Emmett Johnson was timed at 4.46 and 4.41 in the 40, then stood on the rest of his numbers from the combine. He looked good in drills, especially catching the ball. The Dallas Cowboys and Saints had their running backs coaches on hand for Johnson. He's one of the most underrated running backs in the upcoming draft class. He's coming off a big year with Nebraska that included 1,500 yards on the ground, 12 rushing touchdowns. He was a bell cow for Nebraska and looks to be headed toward a bright future in the NFL. Doesn't seem like the Saints need a running back unless they cut ties with AK-41. After adding Etienne, the Saints have two top running backs, but Kamara could be a cut candidate or trade candidate. If this is the case, the Saints could take a flyer on Johnson down the board. He would complement Etienne in New Orleans offense much better than Kamara will. Now, listen, and my stance on AK-41 is they reworked this deal. Alvin's main goal was to remain a New Orleans Saint player and retire as a Saint player. I still believe in that. Alvin Kamara, I'm going to say it again, has not indicated that he wants to get traded, that he's willing to play for somebody else. He's held and hold firm to his position that he said for some time now, that he wants to finish out his final season with the Saint and retire as a Saint. That is his desire to be. They did rework his contract to free up some money, but he and I understand the money behind it, but nonetheless, Alvin Kamara deserves the opportunity to finish. He's not just some running back to the city of New Orleans. Alvin Kamara is the greatest running back the state, the city, the mighty Who Dat Nation has ever seen. He holds all of the top rushing records for the New Orleans Saints. He's more, some of the best running backs we've ever seen. Deuce McAllister, Mark Ingram, Dalton Hill, Craig Hayward, whoever you want to talk about, he's outrushed those guys. He earns the records. He owns the records and a lot of the catching stats for running backs. He is the essential New Orleans Saint Hall of Fame running back, the best we've ever seen. And he deserves an opportunity to finish a very illustrious season with the New Orleans Saints. I think that, some of these guys might, Cam Jordan possibly could be on the outs and not experience that, but Alvin Kamara should be afforded that opportunity to finish his career as a Saint. I think he's earned that. So unless something changes, I still hold to what he's been saying is that he wants to remain. Now, in terms of the Saints looking for running backs, this is what they're going to do the due diligence to fill out the remaining aspect of the board. The big board has a lot of players on it, and the Saints are doing due diligence and talking to those guys. They'll put them on that big board, and as guys get drafted, they'll slide down and get the next one. They're going to operate with BPA. And like I said, having too many good players, you just load them up and you have all the talent in the world at the running back position. I think if you really want to get rid of somebody, get rid of Kendre Miller. I think Kendre Miller's on the outs anyway. Him and Alvin are coming off of injury. Kendre Miller hasn't proven anything. From the running back position, we still have a young Devin Neal, and the Saints have proven one thing is that they most certainly need to have extra running backs, period, based on what we seen last year with all of the injuries knocking our room in half. But anyway, let's take a look at who this kid is. It's Emmett Johnson from Nebraska, 5'10", 202 pounds. This is his card from the combine, and they gave him a 6.00 grade. 8 is the top grade you can get, and that's listed as traits are talented to be an above average running back, right? Then you get into his 40 time at 4.56. We talked about how he did in his Nebraska Pro Day, where he did a much better 40 time. You see all of his vertical jumps, his shuttle times is very respectable. He bench pressed 16 on this, and if you can see, a lot of his stats rang true, right? You can see when he really started picking up real big stats was in 2024. He led the team in all-purpose yards, 13 games, 5 starts, over 600 yards rushing, 5-yard rush. He had a touchdown. He caught 39 balls for that year with 2 receiving touchdowns. He also showed some kick return acumen, right? You're seeing some kick return aspect in 2024. And, of course, last year, second-team AP All-American, Big Ten Conference Running Back of the Year, first-team All-Big Ten, led FBS with 151.8 all-purpose yards per game, ranked 4th with 1,451 rushing yards. On 251 carries, he averaged almost 6 yards per carry. He led the team with 12 rushing touchdowns, started all 12 games, 46 catches for over 300 yards, and he averaged 8 yards per catch with 3 receiving touchdowns. And, of course, they talk about his parents immigrated from Liberia, and his brother played football at St. Thomas. So nonetheless, Lance Zierlein from NFL gave us an overview on who Emmett Johnson is. Johnson's a hard-charging gap scheme runner, brings a steady dose of urgency, decisiveness, fairly predictable run tracks. Johnson's production and game-by-game consistency stand out despite average size and top-end speed. He steps on the accelerator once he touches the ball, but the run becomes segmented when he attempts to cut laterally. He struggles to create for himself when the point of entry is cloudy. Johnson can beat linebackers to the run fit, but won't usually run through them with power. He's able to help as a pass catcher and projects as a solid backup best suited for downhill concepts. His strengths are his volume, motor, stamina, gives defenses no snaps off, his ability to make downfield cuts at top speed, hot tempo prevents two gappers from shedding blocks on time to tackle him, stutter stepping and dancing is not in his vocabulary. Right. Adamant north-south run style punishes defenders who miss run fits. Big part of the passing game with soft hands and easy adjustments. His weakness of segmented runner, lacking rhythm and flow, average top-end speed, contact balance, tunnel vision at times, lacks creativity to reset his track. Average feel for managing space when getting through the line, lacks size and power to run through contact with force, takes a beat to accelerate after lateral cut. So this is some of the breakdown on Mr. Emmett Johnson. Nonetheless, is a really interesting running back, and this is something like the Saints could use going forward later in the draft if he's available. But the Saints do like his runability, his versatility, and I think that's one of the key things when you New Orleans Saints. A lot of the players that they're scouting are versatile players, that can do multitude of different things in offense and defensive strategy. So looking at what the Saints are doing, they're just doing what they've been doing, which is looking to solidify depth behind key positions. And like we said before, the Saints are loaded in the wide receiver room. They added tight end to the tight end room. You always want to have as much depth as you can have in any room. The running back room also has a lot of runners in it, but may the cream rise to the top in the running back room, and we get the very best value. And remember, injuries are a part of this thing. Last year, we seen our running back room go all the way down to the 4th and 5th string running backs. We have to remember that depth is a big part of the game when you're trying to stay in the game and have success to break this playoff drought, right? So anyway, that's the thoughts. What do you guys think about Emmett Johnson, man? Y'all please feel free to hit the chat up and tell me. I think he's an interesting and intriguing young running back that could work well in the Saints, catching the ball out the backfield, have some special team application to him, some versatility, which is big for the Saints. I love his attitude as well. Physical runner. Love those. But what do you guys think? Put in the comment section about Emmett Johnson or any other running back prospects that you've scouted yourself that you would like us to be aware of here at Sports Coma. Put it in the comment section below. Also, shout out to FanDuel, the official sponsor of the show. Please feel free to go to FanDuel for your prop bets and betting, period. Also, if you want to help the platform, becoming a member, go to patreon.com/the Pro Media Network. That's patreon.com/the Pro Media Network. And join. You get access to literally hundreds of dozens of shows and our unlocked content from the Sports Coma. We got you covered there, as well as On Cue with Big Q, our news show, and the On Cue archive. A lot of good deep videos that get you thinking. All that's available on our patreon.com/the Pro Media Network. It helps us here build a platform. As you see, we keep on doing what we do. All right. So with that being said, I salute you guys. Thank y'all for chiming in on this episode. Hit that notification bell, man. I got more content to give out to you guys. Much love, peace, and I'm out.
Hey, New Orleans! Whether you're catching up on Saints news at Jackson Square, checking Pelicans scores in the Garden District, or staying updated on LSU while grabbing coffee in the French Quarter, there's one place that keeps you connected to everything that matters in our city. From Bourbon Street to the Superdome, from Preservation Hall to the Riverfront, New Orleanians are staying in the know with thewhodatdaily.com. Your daily source for Saints, Pelicans, LSU, and all the sports, music, and culture that makes our city special. At work downtown, at a game in the Dome, or just relaxing by the Mississippi, wherever life takes you in the Big Easy, you can stay connected. Because when you're from New Orleans, you don't just live here. You stay in the NO. That's stay in the know. Visit thewhodatdaily.com and never miss what matters most to Who Dat Nation.
Welcome to the Pro Shop, where we create authentic NOLA-inspired clothing for men, women, and children. From Saints jerseys to Pelicans gear, everything's crafted right here in New Orleans. Whether you're shopping the Pro Shop, the Pel Shop, or the Pro Shop Kids, we've got your whole family covered with genuine merchandise that represents our city's spirit. Check for links in the description section below or in the chat.